Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, to the channel. Damage! Big alpha shots, that's what this tank is all about. And it will do huge chunks of damage to both the enemy and your walls. Because let's be fair, a tier 8 medium tank, a tier 8 premium medium tank for this price, well, fair to say it's not a craze. I mean, Wargaming decided to put this one straight into the store, but at a really hefty price tag. And if you scroll through the store at the moment, you can see the bundles. You have the Chimera Phantom, the Chimera, the T55A, and the Versatile T55A. You can buy about 3 of those T55As for the price of one Chimera. So, why? Well, it makes the money. It is a new tank in the game. And I didn't really expect them to put it into a game at a competitive price, because they just don't. This is the new premium tank. People want to get it. People will buy it, like Gladiator PB from the DD clan has done. He's 70 his game. One of the first games he did. This one's on Faust. We have another game from Help Ibelberg, who is more than willing to spend his money to blow holes in his wallet. And he's got the Chimera as well, and you can see it looks typically British. It's a completely made-up design. It looks good. It doesn't look like it's really made up, but trust me, it's a made-up design. And on paper, it looks kind of good. I'm not saying it looks really good, but it looks kind of good. And what do you mean, Martin, by kind of good? Well, on paper, and technically as well, the frontal armor on the turret is 203, 140 on the hull. That's really bad, but then again, so most of the tier 8 British tanks, they don't have a lot of armor, especially on the sides, but 203 on the turret, that looks pretty impressive. But that turret is slap-sided. We'll take a quick look at the statistics after this battle. It's just a flat front. You can't really angle it. You do have good gun depression, which normally will increase your effective armor, but not so much when it's just flat-sided. Its front plate, however, at 114 has some strange angles which allow you to do bounces like this. Yeah, the Yard Panther 2 bounced, but you saw the alpha damage there, 310. That means that he does not have the big gun, and if it doesn't have the big gun, it will bounce. And this is a good shot on the T49 Walnut. Shoots it across with a 5.5 inch gun, which does 440 alpha per shot, and that's basically the main thing this tank has to offer. Big alpha shots. It's classified as a medium, but I think in terms of playstyle, it's more like a tank destroyer. There we go, for 46 roll on the IS-6, which of course was, or maybe still is, available in a bundle now too. Yeah, the IS-6 with combat trophies, 5,500 gold, which is a lot cheaper than the Chimera. Looking at about, say, 10 to 15 euros. And then you will also get 7 days of premium, you will get it fully upgraded, you get the attachment, a little bit of credits as well. So in all in all, that may be a bit of a better offer, but I digress. Let's focus on this Chimera. As said, the side armor on the tank, it's pants. It's 76 on the sides of the hull and the turret. Rear of the turret 76 and the rear of the hull 50. So typically British, like the Centurion, like the Chieftain T95, all tanks like that. They have good frontal armor and gun depression, but they don't have really good side armor. But he's shooting Gladiator, he's shooting the IS-6, as you can see, and that's yesterday's premium tank, and that has about the same reload as the Chimera has, and I think he's going to block a shot here, but that's probably bouncing with a gun mentor. The tank, the IS-6, was just trigger happy. You wanted to kill the Borsig, fired a bit too quick, and now Gladiator can roll in, shoot the Scorpion G once more, which then gets killed by the Borsig. And it's all well and good. This is a one game. Should you buy this tank then? Is it OP, Martin? Is it overpowered? Will I be able to raise my win rate with it? Well, of course you will be able to raise your win rate with the tank, because it's new and you get that little honeymoon for the first few games you play in a tank. And if you know how to play a tank, if you can really make it shine and work, then you will be able to raise your win rate with basically any type of tank. But you would have guessed it already, And I've said this before, I've said it numerous times on tanks that are available in the shop on reviews. If they are new, they come in wickedly expensive. Just wait it out, they will come back later on at a very, very competitive price. This is just way too expensive. It's a good mastery that Gladiator has shown us here. As you can see, 4,189 damage dealt. It makes decent credits. But yeah, other than that, other than the alpha damage, I don't think there's a lot this tank has to offer. So we'll hop quickly into Blitzhang, and then we have the game played by Help Immerbug. And what you can see here, and I've already switched on the tier 9 battle, as you can see, the DPM on the tank is just pants. It's in that regard by no means a medium tank. Actually, you're in the bottom of the list. It's just god awful, really god awful. Penetration 218. Middle of the pack, and your APCR doesn't do a lot extra, so you will want to run calibrated shells on this tank. You will want to run it, you must run calibrated shells on this tank. But what it does is the alpha damage. Even when you're using APCR, you still have 400 alpha. You have shit all DPM, as you can see, but you do have 400 alpha. You get 440 on your AP, and that's not bad at all, even in a tier 9 battle. If you are a top tier tank, and you do full shots, you penetrate all your shots, and you get that precision fire skill running, then you can do 550, I think. It's max roll on AP, 560 maybe. That's monsters, that's half the health of a lot of tier 7 tanks. And these shells will hurt. And for the big gun that it has, you can see that the aim time and dispersion at all isn't that bad. 10 degrees. The gun impression is quite workable. It is reasonably quick. It goes backwards quite quickly as well. So yeah, that's what it can do, and you can mount the reticle calibration, as you can see in terms of the consumables as well, and also the reactive armor, so that might help a little bit, and that means that you also get the provisions using the sandbags and all, yada yada. In that way you can improve the tank, but other than that it is not brilliant at all. And I've talked about the armor profile. As you can see, it is 203 on the front, but that is a flat plate. You will angle it just a little bit more. This plate is funky, 250 mils, angled backwards, but this one is godlike at 83. Yes, it is a hull down peekaboo tank. You can effectively trade with it. You can sidescape with it, as you can see, because of the spaced armor, etc. And these little bits on the hull are shaped back as well, angled back as well. But the rest, it's just flat-sided. And if you would start comparing this tank as a medium tank towards other medium tanks in the game, then the comparison doesn't quite make sense. It's more like the T-34-3 with that big gun, or the Revelry say. It's not like any of the other medium tanks, because it doesn't have the quick rate of fire, it doesn't have the good mobility, it is tall as a house, but it's not a heavy either. This is more of a tank destroyer. And as I said, it's a completely made-up design, despite everything Wargaming says on the wiki of World of Tanks. The prototype existed only in blueprints. Yeah, of course you can tell that tanks only existed in blueprints, but UK tanks, US tanks from Cold War are pretty well documented, and this is just a completely made-up design. Talking about the Revelry say, that tank has been buffed, obviously, 350 Alpha on its AP CR shells, which have 200 penetration, so you do get good penetration, but it is indeed it's the alpha damage that does it for this tank. But what I mean by mentioning the alpha damage is that the Revelry say has been buffed. It got some extra armor, so I could see this tank getting buffed once a lot of people have bought it, and once a lot of people have decided to give it a go, because they think, well, this is the new premium tank, I have to have this tank. And you're not looking at the same replay here. This is indeed again Faust, and Buggy here is just scooting along in the Chimera. As you can see, it's reasonably quick. You can get to places fairly quickly, and you can do very nasty things to Panther, for example, and he's very brave. Because he figured, we're getting flanked. I have to defend the flank now. Yeah. Tried my best. I tried my best, team. This is what the tank is about, the alpha damage. You can really both the defense, you can really help out your medium tanks if they are pushing. And if you have been accurate in your firing, you can do stuff like this. Hello, Jake Panther. This is a big shot. 458. Have you been counting? That's 1, 2, 3 shots that help Immelberg, that Buggy put into the red team. And then he's going to shoot the T-28 Defender. 1200 burst damage? Yeah, I got 550. Boom! There we go. Straight through the side. 550 alpha. That's monstrous, I think. Why is it monstrous? Well, if you're looking at, let's say, a P-43 Tur, you know that Tier 7 pan-European medium tank? Do you know what the hit points on that tank are? What the HP pool is? Well, I know what it is. 1150. If you do 2 of these rolls, you knock about the tank nearly completely. It's just evaporated from the face of the earth because of the alpha damage. And it will blow big holes into the enemy if you hit them, because Buggy missed the shot on the Tiger 2. But a Tiger 2 has been, well, maybe overbuffed. It is still a very, very potent tank, and a tank that you must take into consideration. It's not to be fooled with. But if you want to trade, a Chimera is not a tank you will want to trade with, especially if you do not have the big gun. And you can see Buggy just moved in, shot that Tiger twice, and he was maybe looking for a shot on the front of the turret, didn't quite get it, and now Buggy can move in and try to help this IS-3 defender. And yes, this is a bit of a repetition of words, a bit me repeating what I've said before in this review. I don't think you should buy the tank. I think it's good that Wargaming did not put it in crates, which they originally intended to do, because no tank is worth the crates, but this one especially, I think. But then again, that hefty price tag. It's pixel tanks, of course. People often ask me, is it worth buying a tank? Well, if you want to pay for it, if you think it's worth it, even at this exorbitant prices they are charging now for new tier premium tanks, then yes, it is worth it. If you get happy from having the new tank, if you want to be the first one who has the tank, then yes, by all means get it. And if you do play it, you have to drive it by doing big shots. You have to trade with it like Buggy has been doing here, and then he's bouncing on the side of this Chieftain T95. But if you get caught out in the open, then you will have a bit of a problem, as this Chieftain also shows here. Because he managed to shoot 2 shots into Buggy, the stubborn ammo is coming in, the Chieftain is not committing, as you can see. And shout out to this Chieftain, by the way. I mean, to this Amul, he played really well. Being instrumental in the victory, we're going to see that from the end result. Not a monstrous game by that guy, but I decided to look up his statistics, and I think he had about 3k games done. So, well done, Mr. 2015 Iglesias. Really well played. For a new player, just sitting there, taking shots, and Buggy carrying his team to victory. But I don't think he could have done it without the Amul shutting down the Lycan and providing very valuable support by moving in on towards that Chieftain. Chimera, do not buy it. Now it will be back later on in the store at a very much more affordable price. Yeah. But as usual with new tier 8 premium tanks. My name is Martin Dogger. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all on the next video. Cheers and happy tanking!